you're a landy owner, that's the oxymoron of a landy. It's very cramped inside if you're over 6 foot, but you need to be 6 foot to do anything on the car. Welcome to Djebel Extreme, which is a French product. It sounds like a North African desert or something. We've had this one for quite a while now. We've used it quite a lot, extensively. We used to have a Tentco rooftop tent before this, which was the cheapest one on the market. And it was actually much better than expected. It performed really well. We used that for about 10 years. And actually we found out that a lot of the safari rental guys in Southern Africa use Tentco as their tents for their rentals, which is pretty good. It's quite a tough piece of kit, even when boulders fall on it. But you can watch that in the other video. This one is our replacement, and I'll tell you why I believe it's really good value for money. It's a really good quality product. Good cover, as you can see so far. This is the one that opens out with an annex attached to it. So there's a whole annex section which is actually inside this Zarges case over here. So what we're going to do now is open it all out and show you all the features and the little hints and quality aspects of it, which has far exceeded our experience with the Tentco tent. So if you are in the market for a clamshell tent instead of a hardcover, a lot of hardcovers around these days. Actually, there are probably 100 different types of roof tents already, but this one is a good option because it's quite compact on the roof. It doesn't stick up too much. Obviously this is a landy, the roof height doesn't really matter. And let's go have a look around. I'll open it and then I'll close it and you can see how that goes. So first of all, we've got these two straps here which are basically keeping everything centered, and this one is a zip cover, so the zip quality is pretty good, I have to say. There's a clue to the shape of the tent. What we normally forget is these straps, which keep the tent quite nice and tight for the cover. So this one is separate. You have to remove it because of the shape. It's bowed. Most tents have that where you can't leave this in and close the whole tent, but it's not that difficult. It's actually pretty easy. I find the best way is to just strap it in the middle. So there's a little thing there. So now it's under tension. You can see how the tent floor is made of, seems to be aluminium, much better than wood. This is quite cool, this little thing here, because we can store our tent cover in here if we want, or what we've done before. So what we do when we've got the annex attached, so we just lift this up, clip that in there, and the ladder is out of the way, and open the door, and now you got this whole area. So this is the size of Zarges box you need if you have an annex, right? Here we go. So it's pretty thick underside. It's got loops for pegs. We normally put our ground sheet under here anyway, just to protect it, but actually it's a very thick, quite solid material. So what we're looking for here is one of these bad boys again. Roughly there. This is a bit fiddly. It's adjustable to different heights and different tensions. It's different material to the tent. I'm not sure how this works. Denier 300-400. This is much thinner. Obviously it's vertical. So yeah, it's quite high. Maybe you should just get a little Renault Twingo, a lot more accessible. Here's the annex, so that's cool. It's got the opening obviously for your opening door, so we can access the inside of the landy. As I said, we can put the ladder away or swing it down. And this is where these ladders are a lot more adjustable than the normal one. They even give you a little pad to put under the feet, and that protects the ground sheet. So here we have the tent. We've got our little bungee things to pull the sides in when you close it. It actually works very well when it closes, a lot better than other tents we've tried out. So you can see the bow of the roof here, which is basically done as a design feature to be a lot more rain resistant, because normally if your tent is a flat cover, the rain would pool inside that big area there. Now the rain runs off a lot easier. What it does do is it makes it more compact inside, a lot more cozy. And you can see it's not as high. I'm going to say it's about 1 meter tall. Also the windows are a lot more compact. See, this is a bit fiddly behind the poles. So that's your lot with the windows. Yeah, you can see as well, we'll open this quickly. Well, what's quite handy is this little sleeve here, which keeps your, what are these called? Kind of pegs. As you can see, the opening is quite low. We've got our ground sheets here as well, which gets in the way a little bit. The boxes are just in the right spot. It's not as tall as I said. It's quite round. It's quite cozy in here, but for 2 people it's just great. It's not as roomy though as other tents, and that's the price you pay for a little bit of a bow with better weather protection. Inside it's quite well appointed. We've got little pockets here on both sides. We've got covering for all of the poles, which I think helps with condensation. So that's well done. The zippers are good. This mesh is very fine compared to the Tentco one. You can see the finishing here. Quite a big bracket. The finishing of the, you can say it's like a sandwich board, kind of an aluminium idea. Good canvas here. I think it's 300 or 600. I'll have a look. Yeah, basically the finishing is very good. The quality of the items used and the canvas itself. Bit of ventilation here. And what you have in front there is an opening for like a window, if you like, which will open in a second. What we have got in here is our sleeping bags and a pillow. 1 pillow, 2 pillow, and a duvet. And that all fits inside the clamshell, which is pretty good. Some tents have very tight margins with the top cover. So these springy things that come with little end caps, little plastic ones, they must be somewhere in the Ardèche or in Normandy or somewhere near Switzerland. they just disappear, they're gone. As you see, the front ones are pretty easy to put up. Obviously, I've done it wrong here. That little flap should be down for the rain, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So we've got 4 of these. I'm going to put them in here. I'll put the one in and I'll show you what happens with the other one. So that's one side open. This side, weirdly, if you've got the annex on, you can't put that pole in here. There's no opening in the annex. So you can either have the annex and no pole, or you can have the annex gone and just use it as an open tent, and then you can have your side view complete. Which is a bit of a weird one, but I suppose I didn't have much choice in that matter. Having said that, we haven't really missed the fact that this one isn't open. I mean, as I said, it's nice and cozy inside, and we've been camping mostly in bad weather, cold as well. These 2 things are to strap down the sides when there's windy weather, which does work quite well. It keeps the side opening flat against the side. Also for winter, quite nice. Keeps it warmer inside the tent. The finishing is pretty good. You've got stealth orange and stealth brown. So as you can see, it's not very tall, which is also quite handy for windy conditions, because we've had that with our old tent, where the whole tent just keeps on closing because of the wind with us inside like a clamshell. This one is a bit more, I think, weatherproof. That's why they've done it. So you either pick a tent which is square and a little more roomy inside, but you have more chance of wind, or this one which is a bit more curved. Let's call it aero. So these sides zip up. They're waterproof. We've tried that. 2 zips on the side, a little Velcro in the middle to center it. You can open it. The trouble with this is you can't open this. If it's raining, you have to come outside to close it down, get wet in the rain. Also, if you want to just reach out and zip it from the inside, it doesn't work. And sometimes we've parked very close to trees where the access, talk about the driver watching where he's parking. But it would be nice to be able to access this side as well. This you can also close down. If you didn't have a spare wheel here, just zip it closed and you've got a complete tent as well. This has been a nice big area for us as well, where we've got our chairs, tables, we've got our little kitchen box, we've got a fridge, got some clothing bags, all our stuff in here, and still we've managed to operate and work in here. Even a loo. And access to the car, which is really cool. Another little comment, these bolts over here on the ladder, this little bracket, this one here, all these little fittings, the finishing on the edges, the loops, all the straps, everything is really good quality. I'm really impressed with how well it's all been finished, and it's a step up from what we are used to. So for the money, you're getting the details as well. And we've had it in cold weather, had it in the rain, it doesn't leak, in case you were wondering. I think I'm going to take it down now, do that and see how that goes. That's quite compact in my opinion. So if you're just passing through for one night, open the tent, obviously you sleep in it, no big deal. You don't have to put the annex up per se. So there's the underside of the tent, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that one here, with a couple of bolts. Don't know if you can see it properly. Got some tent poles here, but here's the other one. These ones, you can either put them this way or lengthwise, depending on if you're having the tent side opening or opening on the rear door like we've done here. I've also added this on the roof rack, which is basically a little piece of bar of steel. It's loose, but it does help that little bit of extra lever point of the tent as you're sitting on the fold, which is normally where you get a little bit of movement on the roof rack. Real improvement over what we had before. The quality of the finishing is all there, really nice. A couple of the negative points, obviously, as I pointed out, nothing is perfect. It depends on how much you're willing to accept, I guess. But for a folding clamshell style tent, it looks pretty good. I like the cover. It's nice and square. It's not puffy and doesn't fit very well, which you have on other types as well. I think it also keeps its shape at speed instead of blowing out like you see others do. It's a bit different. It's not a Hannibal, it's not a Howling Moon kind of scene, and it's not. I think it's James Baroud or something. All of those. There's so much out there, really. But for the money, this is a really good option, including the annex, which makes it a really nice place to weather away a rainy day. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you out there on the road somewhere, and keep rolling.